Alright, what's up, guys? Mosport this week, week 9, getting close to last quarter of the season here. 4 more races, including this one. Should be an interesting week. Go off track here, you pretty much done. So, make for some heart pumping racing. I'm gonna take out the Monza set. Just keep doing what I'm doing. Take out the set from previous week. I'll probably have to put more wing in it. If I had to guess, I'll put like a 4 wing, maybe a 3 flap. Let's just right now, but right now we're just gonna do it. I always do. Let's get warmed up. Just take that slow warm-up approach. Just make sure you get around the track first, especially with no wing ring. I think last time I drove here, it's been a while. At least a year and a half. I haven't really even driven for like 4 or 5 days too, so I gotta get warmed up myself. What's up, Ronnie? How you doing, bud? Hard to pass at this track. So it'll be interesting, let's say. Again, I mean, you just barely go off anywhere and you're pretty much done. Little sketchy, little sketchy. I'll probably put that wing on there pretty soon. Going on that downhill right there. Rear end gets pretty light. Downhill before what turn is that? Turn 4. Just do 3rd gear all the way through here. Didn't need to touch the brake, but it's kind of pushing. 22.9. Keep it in 4th. Don't push, probably just a bad line. Let's see here. Do we keep it in 5th? I think keeping it in 5th will work. If I have more wing, right now it's kind of light. It's 4th, maybe 3rd, don't know yet. Here, this is kind of sketchy right now. A little bit better, but I was pretty cautious. And 5 and 6 there, it's all about timing. It's getting that rhythm down. Same with this section coming up here, 8, 9, 10. try us in 4th gear this time. Excuse me. 3rd gear through here. Actually, it might be 3rd gear is a better way to go. I just cannot attack that because it kind of understeers. And I got so much wheel in it. It snaps loose. I'm gonna do probably 2-3 more laps here and make an adjustment. It's kind of undrivable through turn 4. Hold 4th gear a little bit longer than I did last lap. Now I'll go down to 3rd. Oh, turned in too late.
17.9.
I'll try no brake this time. First time going through there without braking. Back down to 4th. Car's kind of hoppity right now. I think the springs are too stiff. This track's definitely bumpier than Monza. Now, let's see if we can do this again full throttle. It's just sketchy. Very sketchy. And we are in default weather here. Car wants to turn. Car wants to turn. It's a little too much though. Yeah, maybe just, I don't think you need to brake for that corner, just maybe a couple of little taps if you need to get yourself back online. See, I don't like how the car's jumping over the crest of that hill there. The front left's lifting off the ground. It's no good. I cannot go through there full throttle. Closest I got was that time right there, though. I have a feeling the rough's going to be really good for that corner, just because it's good on exit. You really do want to be good on exit, so maybe you can get a run on somebody down through here. I'll do one more lap. Just by keeping it in 4th a little bit longer, you actually carry a little bit more speed through the corner. That's why I'm trying to keep it in the taller gear a little bit longer. Again, I don't need to touch the brake. Took a little bit wider line there to see if I could get away from that bump that's making the car jump, and it's definitely a little bit smoother on the outside, but I'd still prefer to run that inside line. I just don't want to open the door for somebody by running that wider line. Oh. Alright, I'm just going to practice my pit entry. This lap. I don't know why. Maybe refresh your browser, Rob, because on my side, everything's good. No drop frames or anything. It's probably just unfortunately something Twitch is failing. Alright, let's practice pit entry. up, Tug Tug? Alright. I think before I put wing on it, I'm gonna do some spring adjustments here. Let's see. Well, actually, let's look at our tire pressures first. I like them. Because it kind of, the car, they do kind of feel a little overinflated right now. Like, not big time, but if I was to go like one way or the other, they'd feel more on the overinflated side. But it could be the springs are just too stiff, so let's adjust springs. But I want to soften up the rear end because of it getting loose, and I want to soften up the front end because of the bumps. 800's as soft a spring as we can do, so we'll just do that. Gotta raise up the front a little bit because with the softer springs, the car now sits lower. Our limit is 2.5 inches. Or is it 2? I'm doing it wrong. Let's go. Looks like it was 2.58 inches. Or 65 millimeters. Yeah, I've considered it, Rob, but I don't even want to bother. Too much bother. I like iRacing because I can get on, it just works. Keep all my focus here. Alright, so soften up the front springs. Hopefully it'll go over the bumps a little bit better. Soften up the rear springs a click. And I'm going to let that rear end drop just a little bit more so it'll change the characteristic of the car in the way that it won't oversteer as much because we have a new center of gravity with a lower rear end. So hopefully that rear end will be just have a little bit more grip than it would have had before and a little bit more leverage too. I went to third. I mean, honestly, it'd be real nice to not have to run much wing here because the only real passing opportunity on this track is the backstretch. Run less wing, get a better run on the backstretch, but it doesn't do you any good if you can't really go through the twisty stuff fast. Feels good, but of course we have brand new tires. Oh yeah. Started with an Intellivision, like the 1980s. And I went Super Nintendo. And then I went PlayStation. Got the whole, started with Gran Turismo, played Gran Turismo till like Gran Turismo 3. Then went Xbox. Oh, way before that actually. One of the first computer games was the Indy 500 game that Dave actually worked on. But honestly, all I really liked doing was causing big wrecks. I was like 6 years old, and I just loved watching. Because that was like one of the first games, all the parts flew off, and there's smoke, and so yeah, that was a lot of fun, just causing huge wrecks in front of like 30, 40 car fields. Yeah, then played the Gran Turismo, or the Forza stuff, dabbled a little bit with Toka, and then stopped playing racing games for a while there. And finally, I actually got into PCs because of Microsoft's Flight Simulator. Then, I still don't know how I found iRacing. But I did. And I'm probably never leaving. Yeah, I've been around. I mean, for the original PlayStation, for probably the first 5 years, I owned every single thing that had to do with a car. Like if there's a car, Twisted Metal series, like Felony 1049 or something like that. I can't remember what that was called. That game was cool because that game was like they had this one map and it was only like a 3-city by 4-city grid. But that was the first game where you could drive around like you could in Gran Turismo. Like where you didn't just have to go straight down a road. You could kind of choose like this street or that street. That game was awesome. Alright, back to 2015. How are we going through here? It's better. It's better, but I think we're definitely going to want to do some more work. It's not too confidence inspiring. First online was Project Gotham 29 PG29, and I just remember tripping out so hard racing. Actually, no, that's not true. That was on console, but that's first experience was Porsche Unleashed on the PC. Yeah, I mean, that was, it still blows my mind what we can do. We can just race people all over the world. But yeah, both those games I just remember just absolutely tripping out that I was actually racing. Because I was getting to the age where video games really weren't doing that for me anymore because I always knew I was playing a computer. That's why I really didn't play video games through most of my 20s. Because at that time you're only playing a computer. I mean, it's not that rewarding once you figure out the patterns and so, you know, whatever. This isn't really a challenge, you know. And then once you actually can start going up against real people again, that's when I got sucked back into video games. It's better through there for sure. Now next lap I gotta pay attention through turn 2 on the inside and see how it feels over the bump. It already, I mean, it does feel much smoother now. What's up, Racing Lover? Nice name. Absolutely not been paying attention at all, though. Been reminiscing. Well, it does feel a lot better there. Alright, see how it feels over on the inside here. Oh yeah, I mean, it bounces, but that was just driver error. And we're going to demonstrate, you go off, you're probably going to hit something. Woo-hoo-hoo, how lucky is that? That's just luck right there. But it did feel better over that bump, but we still don't have as much security in the rear end as I like. Still feels a little slippery. I'm hoping, because this is up in Canada, a lot of ignorance shown here, but I'm hoping it's a little bit cooler weather this week. We shall see. It's been pretty hot weather the last couple weeks, at least on my races. Let's see if I can get a little bit better laps going here. Best lap time right now is 17.6. I can probably get to the 16s on race pace, I would think. And the longer you can keep it in a taller gear as you're coasting, the faster you'll go. But you got to make sure you stay in line. The problem with being in taller gear is the car will want to push more. 30.6. So you just gotta make sure you don't go too fast in there, but she loose. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna get lucky this time. Alright. So it's just, I still need a lot more grip in the rear end. We're gonna have to put wing in it. I'll try one more click of lower spring rate in the rear. I'm I'm actually gonna go back up a little bit with the spring perch. I don't wanna lower the rear end too much more right now. Let's keep it where it is. Alright, let's see how this feels. Let's see if this goes sub. If you think of the suspension as two different components, the front as a unit and the rear as a unit, your roll stiffness, whichever, you have a roll stiffness for the front, how much the front wants to roll, and then you have a roll stiffness for a rear. So with a rear engine car, you want the roll stiffness in the rear to be stiffer than the roll stiffness in the front. If it was a front engine car, in theory you'd want the front roll stiffness to be stiffer than the roll stiffness in the rear. That being said, to adjust like oversteer, understeer in the car in a more general sense, you just adjust the relative roll stiffness of the front and the rear. So if, like right now, what I just did is I softened up the roll stiffness of the rear, but kept the roll stiffness of the front the same. So now relative to the way it was before, there's a different dynamic going on there. And that causes the car to have a little bit more understeer. If I was to increase the roll stiffness of the rear instead of decreasing it last time, it would have caused more oversteer in the car. That's a very general way to think about tuning a car. And there's all kinds of different ways you can adjust the roll stiffness of the car. You can do it with the springs, the roll bars, the dampers, ride height, all kinds of different stuff. Right now, the car's doing pretty doggone good. Of course, when I say that, the rear screws out. We're just definitely going to have to do more wing, but I want to see how much grip I can get out of it mechanically before I do that. Because the more mechanical grip out of it, the less wing I'll have to use, and then the faster we can go on the straightaway. Yay! Because, I mean, ideally, if you can get a car to handle just as fast as everybody else through the infield, it's pretty easy racing, because you cruise all the way through all the corners, you wait till the straightaway, you slingshot past, and then you just repeat it. Well, that's not bad for summertime tug. Where I live in California, it's about 105 today, so summertime, that's not too bad. Now, I don't want to race in that weather. Car definitely has a better balance. It's definitely more stable now. Got rid of some of that oversteer characteristic, but again, I'm really not paying attention to put together a full lap here, so I'll try and do that here. And it still does hop over that, but it doesn't completely lose. The tire doesn't completely come off the road like it did before. So the more we can keep that tire on the ground, the better off we are, and it might actually increase the front travel of the car, just to help us out a little bit with that corner. Still have to lift through there, but that car, I mean, it feels so much better through that corner right now. I just don't have the timing down for that corner yet. Oh, that's not true. I mean, if you live like LA and south of LA, yeah, because that's a desert. If you're north of LA, you actually start to get seasons. But yeah, it don't rain much LA or south of LA. It will get cool though in the winter.
18.12.
Alright, again, what happened to this paying attention stuff? Failing miserably. See, that time it did actually hop up. Oh man! There's just like a little... The camber changes in the road in there. It kind of like dips down a little bit more, and it kind of just wants to huck the car around. I might have to just avoid that part of the corner. That was the first time I was able to floor it all the way through the bottom part. 4. This car is just so much fun to drive out of corners. What's the coldest it gets where you live, Tug Tug? This feels so much better already. So there was kind of two different things going on there with changing the springs, like the roll stiffness I was talking about, but then we also, the main function of the springs is to, you know, absorb the bumps. So right there's where that weird camber is. But anyways, probably the springs absorb the bumps, and we were a little bit too bouncy before. And if I could in the front, I'd actually do it. I'd go down to 750-pound springs, but we're not allowed to go any lower in the front. By allowing the car to absorb the bumps a little bit better, it keeps the tire in contact with the road longer and gives you better traction. So we got the, you know, the bump factor with the springs, and then we have the roll stiffness factor of the springs. So there's two different things on there. What's up, Roberto? How you doing, bud? This is Mosport. Canada. It's a pretty cool track. Again, this is my type of track. These, you know, this is almost like a mini Brands Hatch or something like that. This natural terrain tracks just have this great flow to them. Like going through those S's, that's just a lot of fun right there.
17.6.
Nice, you know, big, fast, sweeping corners. Again, it's hard to pass here, but man, is it fun to drive. So again, that weird camber's like right there, but I think because I was ready for it, it didn't really do anything. Set the car too much. Hey, what's up, Norway Cowboy? Alright, can we go? I still can't go full throttle through there. It pushes on entry. It does feel better. I don't know. Might be able to get away with not running any more wing because it's feeling pretty good right now. Hey, what's up, bro? Oh man, I wish this was close enough to go with my car. This would be a great track. Yeah, that's a good way to call it, Norway. Or, Norway Cowboy. If you go off track here, you're gonna die. That felt good. A little too fast the second part, though. The balance is feeling pretty good. Could have swung a little bit more travel on the front end. Best lap right there, but I still could do a lot better. Really gotta get this corner down better. Just such a treacherous corner. See, the car want to kind of kick out sideways again. I think it's if I have more of an initial inside line, then the car wants to kick out more if I keep that inside line on that weird camber part I was talking about. Yeah, this is default weather. I think in cooler weather, I might really be able to get away with not running more wing. Just a couple corners, like 2 and 4, is where it kind of gets sketchy. Everywhere else, it feels pretty good. It feels so good. Another fastest lap.
4.2.
Yeah, that is just sketchy on that inside line, the second apex part. I've never noticed that in any other car before. I've driven the SRF here, and I've driven the Ford GT3 here. There are 2 cars I've driven here that I can remember. Really do like the way it gets through 5 and 6 there. Whoa! Another best lap.
17.35.
It's a little bit better if I just keep a wider line on exit through there. It's not quite as sketchy. It feels really good through there. I still can't floor it, but for how little wing I'm running, it feels pretty doggone good. Yeah, I really do love the flow here, Hans, I agree. The flow is true around here. Too much speed into the last corner.
17.4.
Man, that is right on the edge right now. Let's maybe need a little bit more security in that rear end, because right now we're a little too on edge. Man, I really hope they don't mess with this car too much for the next BOP change, so that I love the way it drives. Oh, we're fast. We're fast. Yeah, I'm just gonna bring it in. Practice pit entry again, because this is a tricky pit entry. What's your reasoning behind lowering the front slow rebound there, Ronna? Alright, let's see here. The tires again. I really like those temps, especially because I cooked it through those S's that last time and they're still pretty good. Although we did just roll down pit lane. So let's save this because this is definitely a good start. I always forget what the default weather is. Celsius. It's 40 and 25, yeah. Partly cloudy. I'm gonna say. It was 25, 25. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. Oh wait, let's just look at. Use my brain and look at my other ones. 26 and 40. That was close. All right. No, not a single one, bro. These CSR Elites are really awesome pedals for the money. Highly recommend them. I've had them 2 years, and I've like hit them with like 2 cans of sprayed, pressed air to clean them out, and that's about it. Like the hinge bolts came loose on the bottom of the brake, but that's just natural. I only had to tighten those once in 2 years. I just don't understand why that would make it wash out, though. So I would think it would wash out if the front was too stiff. But if it's too soft, and like by changing it by being too stiff, I do the compression dampening because this is, you know, unless did I read it wrong? Yeah, because rebound's all about just absorbing the bumps. Should I try a little toe? Do a little toe in. So toe in just points the rear tires in. That causes them to both track in. Right now they're pretty much just dead straight, which is kind of optimal. You can get away with it because you get better straight line speed. Just barely turn the toe in really isn't gonna change much on the speed difference. Might make temperatures a little bit hotter in the rear because you are creating a little more friction, but by creating those rear tires that point in, it creates more stability in the rear end because both tires want to keep turning into the center line of the car, where if it is opposed and they're pointing out, the tires would want to be pulling away. So see if that gives us just a little bit, and then let's so that'll give us a little bit more stability in the rear end, and then I do want to do the bigger travel. So let's give it 10 millimeters more travel and see how that feels. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna mess with the wing, but I just want to get the suspension figured out first. I already sense a little more stability in the rear end. It's just not quite as quick to swap ends. It feels just a little smoother when it's transitioning. A little bit more predictable. Just things happen a little bit slower so you can control it a little bit better. I just overdrove 5. And we'll do like a 10-lap run here. Take a little 5-minute break. Work on something else. See if I can't figure out something else to adjust or start experimenting with the wings. And see how that more travel feels over the bump. Did feel a little bit softer. Second apex is still a nightmare. And yeah, just obviously, you know, you give yourself more travel, then you can absorb bigger bumps. Car doesn't bottom out of its travel. We are starting to get to the point with creating more, because with every adjustment with the springs, we created more understeer in the car. With the toe in, we put more stability in the rear end of the car. So we are starting to get to the point where it's maybe getting close to too much understeer in a couple spots. Really just noticed it in 4 right now. Feels really good through there. too fast. Car kind of bailed me out though. Still pretty sketchy through there though. Like the reason I actually have to lift through there now is because the car's starting to understeer. And if I stay on the throttle, I won't be able to turn around the corner. So that's what I was talking about, where we're starting to get a little too much understeer in the car now. Might be able to just adjust my driving line and figure a faster way through there with the more stable setup, because that's ideally the way you want to do it. That's the way I like to do it, is have the car be more stable. I'd rather drive a stable car than a sketchy car. You know what I'm saying? Call me crazy.
$17.31.
And I can get into the 16s with this setup. I like the way it's taking that bump now. It's just one motion. It just hits a bump and the car settles back down. That's the way you want your suspension to act. You don't want it to be bouncing up and down. Ooh, I'm on 3/10 right now. Take a wider line in, try and get a later apex. There we go. So I only had to lift there once. I'm happy with that. It's a fraction too much speed. Just couldn't really get that second apex on 6. Gotcha, bro. Oh, lost a 10 somewhere. Ah, dang it.
17.07.
Almost got there. Just lost a 10 somewhere. Gotta figure out why. See, you get on that inside there, it's still sketchy. That felt a little better. Also be nice if the car handles these curbs well. Doesn't do too bad.
18.08.
See, there's just a little too much understeer there now. Dilemmas. I just think I need to keep working on my racing line with this setup right now, honestly. I think I can find a racing line that'll work with it. Because I really do want to be on the more stability side. I do like this tone change. I don't think you really want to hit that second apex curb. See how good his skills are at keeping it out of the rain. See if he's a veteran. Yeah, man, it feels so good through there right now.
0.52.
I don't know if I want to keep this tone change now or not. I just need to put a little bit more grip in the front end. Keep the rear end where it is, just soften up the front end maybe just a smidge, and we'll be alright. We'll actually do that, I'll do that low speed rebound change, because that will soften up the front end, then we can see how that feels. And soften up low speed rebound the way it helps roll stiffness in the front of the car, because the low speed rebound controls the roll of the car as you go into a corner. When you go into, say we're going on this left-hander, well, it's going to lift up the left side of the car. Well, the rebound controls how fast that left side lifts up. So we take some rebound out, it's going to lift up quicker, which makes the front end softer because it rolls faster and a little bit more. Alright, see what the tires look like. Yeah, I figured as much. That's why I was going to listen to you. Alright. Let's look at the tire temps. I really like those tire temps. How many laps does that run? That run was... Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 laps. That was a decent little run there. So let's go down just a little bit on this rebound. We'll go down. Around 2 clicks. I don't want to go down a whole lot. Alright, let's see how this feels. This corner is one I'm really paying attention to, seeing how the car turns through there now compared to before. That time it was a lot better, but we are on brand new tires. It feels so good through there right now. Another corner where it was kind of, oh, I just went there way too fast. But this excuse me. This corner I was pushing when I got on the throttle, so I'll have to pay attention to the gap when the time is right. And it feels really good right now. Still turning better through there. So again, that's going back to the whole roll stiffness thing I was talking about earlier, and I know I took that out wrong again. we just made that front end just a little bit softer, so that's going to create a little bit more oversteer in the car when you soften up that front roll stiffness compared to the rear roll stiffness. But now we just got a little bit more bite in that front end. Without sacrificing, I still got to remember keeping fourth longer there, without sacrificing the stability, you know, which is what you want to do. There, that was a bad lap, but it almost had my best lap. So, and I went in there too fast again. Good job, all doggone it. Does feel like it turns better though when I get on the throttle. Oh, we're fast. So I'm getting to the point where I'm happy where the suspension's at, so I'll stop this video after earn a couple more laps, take a little break, and I'll make another video on testing the wing settings and all that fun. Ah, I did it wrong again, I know. I'm sorry. Sorry to disappoint you. Yeah, I'll make another video testing all the wings and settings and stuff. Fourth gear here longer, or overcook that corner though. Later, the apex you can get there, the better off you are. Ooh, best lap.
17.03.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, just softening up that front. That was a good call there on softening up that front end, bud. Definitely just have a little bit more of that turn in now. It does feel better through that little sketchy part of that second apex. This corner, I gotta figure out the right speed for it. It's a pretty technical corner. Oh, Ron, you're such a sweetheart. Ah, man, sorry. Disappointing too, again. Disappointing brawl because I keep going through that corner like a muppet. I just didn't listen to you when I should have, bro. See you later, Berto.
17.09.
On track, bud. Thanks, Judd. Yeah, I like the simple look, plus it's easier. Man, my focus is pretty bad right now. Like, I just broke for that corner, and I shouldn't be braking for that corner. Yeah, it got a little sketchy. So yeah, when you start inside on that corner and you come back inside it, definitely sketchy on that second apex. Alright. Do about 3 more laps. call it for the spid. No, I have never had issues with these pedals. Still on the original load cell. Great set of pedals. Definitely will improve your game if you hadn't had a load cell before. Yeah, we'll do one more lap.
17.43.
That feels really good, actually. I do need a lot more practice right now because I'm pretty inconsistent. I'm up a 10th right now. Oop, up 2 tenths. Gee, we'll get this 16-second lap. A little sketchy, but it's pushing pretty hard. We're going fast. Turn in. We're up 3 tenths. Up 4 tenths. Not really. Another off track. I don't know if that'll change later, but right now I'm kind of just letting off at a certain point, and if I'm going in a little too fast, I'll just drag a little, brake a little bit to get back online. Alright. Just got to get through here somewhat swiftly. Keep it on 4th, keep it on 4th, down to 3rd, we're sliding. Oh, geez, you muppet, you muppet. Alright, well, I could have done a 17, let's say 17.75. Alright, I'm gonna save that for now, and then just gonna stop the YouTube video now, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright, take it easy.